thanks for joining me today. Can you share with us a little bit about who you are and how long you've been here and what department you work with?
My name is Ed Bischoff, and I have volunteered with the Rocky Mountain Raptor Program now actually since April of 2017. When I originally came on, I worked with the education program and also the rehabilitation program. And in June of a year ago, 2020, I started working full-time for the rehabilitation program, and so that's where I'm spending my volunteer hours now. 2-3 days a week in here, half a day for a crew, and then also rescuing, and also when I have the chance and the honor to release raptors that have been rehabilitated and are ready to be returned back to the wild.
Well, you've done such a great job of releasing. I know that you've been kind to share a lot of your videos with us this week for our virtual open house, so thanks for adding those into our collection. How did you find the program, and why did you want to volunteer with RMRP?
I have seen the Rocky Mountain Raptor Program or programs like it doing exhibits around the state for decades, and every time I went to one of those education exhibits where they had an owl, an eagle, or a hawk, and sometimes all three, I came away just inspired and feeling really good about what was going on there, and about the work they were doing, and that it was so amazing to be, this far away from a wild animal like that. And my wife and I moved to Fort Collins about 5 years ago. I saw on a billboard that at a local nursery they were having an exhibit, and so I asked her if she'd like to come with me, and we went over, and sure enough, they had the owl, the hawk, and the golden eagle, and I was totally inspired, and asked them where they were from, and they said, well, about 5 minutes from here. And so I asked them if they needed volunteers, because I was in the moment just enthralled with the whole thing.
Well, I'm so glad you asked, because you really have become such an amazing asset to the program. And share with me if you have a favorite raptor, or what inspires you about raptors that's so great.
My favorite raptor is the one that I'm currently working with, the one I've got in hand, because there's so much focus involved with making sure that I'm safe and the raptor's safe, and that the people the staff people that are doing the work on the raptor are safe, and so that's where my focus is. I have had the great honor of being able to handle all sorts of raptors in the last few years, from very, very small pygmy owls that are about the size of your wrist, to actually having the honor of being able to release a golden eagle a few months ago. And the whole thing is just really amazing, especially if you have the opportunity to be able to work with one of those injured animals and go through their day-by-day progress, and then be able to see them released back to the wild for their second chance at freedom.
That's great, Ed. I'm so glad that you've been enjoying that opportunity within the rehabilitation department. Is there anything else that you'd care to share about your experience here, or maybe one case in particular, or I don't know, an injury that you've gotten because of things? Hopefully never an injury. We never want to have injuries, but they do happen at working with wildlife. Share with me something personal that means a lot to you in your heart about RMRP.
This year, one of the rescues that I did was for a great horned owl that was along the right-of-way on I-25 near Centera, and that was really interesting to go out on a four-lane highway where cars are traveling at least 75 miles an hour and frequently higher than that, locate the raptor, and try to get it to, I could see that it could move, and so I wanted to try to get it moved off to the side so we could safely work together. And what struck me about that was how in the heck can anything survive running into a vehicle traveling at 75 miles an hour. Then 3 months later, I had after working with that raptor and that great horned owl and seeing it recover, I had the great honor of being able to do the release on the Poudre River Trail. And it brings tears to my eyes right now. It just was an amazing experience.
Well, I can agree with that. I've been with the program now for 24 years, and I still say every opportunity to release them back to the skies is a moment of sheer joy and tears in the eyes. So, Ed, thank you for being taking a moment with me today, and thank you for being a part of our team at RMRP. You really do make a difference with everything you do. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.